Hey everyone, here I have myself, kind of not able to do as much for the channel as I normally can because I can't meet up with the guys. The entire state is currently on quarantine, and so no unnecessary travel and meetups and stuff like that. So because of that, I can't really do the normal stuff I do, but it's okay because this morning they had the season 3 premiere of Ducktales and the new Ducktales series, and they did 2 episodes. So I figured, why not? I have the opportunity here. I'm going to actually basically review these 2 episodes, or at least talk about them a bit. And that's a cool special thing I could do here to pad out the site's content and YouTube channel's content about it a little bit. Well, both were really fun episodes. I probably will be talking about the second one more because I had more fun with it. But anyway, the first episode, the season 3 premiere, was them going ahead, them actually retelling an old story from the old DuckTales comics, or I think it was Donald Duck comics, but still, it was an old story from there that they reimagined and did stuff with in some fun ways. But you see, and that was the basically trying to earn the right to rank up in the junior woodchucks, which they basically only put Huey in this new series instead of it being all 3 of the nephews. But yes, in the original comic, it was the boys' troop versus the girls' troop for the competition of, I don't know if they all were ranking. I didn't read the original comics. I don't know exactly what was at stake there. But it was boys versus girls there. In this, oh, and spoilers. If you hadn't seen the episode, you'd rather not be told stuff. Yeah, spoilers. So switch away now. I'll take a sip of this and give you time to butt out. Okay, let's continue. Officially warned. Anyway, instead of boys versus girls like in the original comic, it is specifically Huey and new character Violet who are competing for the promotion slot of becoming a senior woodchuck instead of a senior junior woodchuck. I don't know, it was something like that. But because they had a little bylaw in their thing that usually only one is nominated, and they can be only one. But in the case of more than one nomination, a competition must be held. And so that's what's going on there. And it's a fun little premise. Along the way, we have the B story of Scrooge wanting to follow in the footsteps of the founder of the Junior Woodchucks, who was herself a great trailblazing adventurer, and he wanted to follow her map he found to try to find her last treasure. And so he's doing that thing while Huey's doing his competition. And it's pretty fun. It's a good little romp. And has a dramatically different ending than in the comic story. Which, in the comic story, the Grand Woodchuck, the big head of it all, who both in the comic and in this looks like a rodent Teddy Roosevelt, which is hilarious. You don't see him in the series, but you see a portrait of him. So, it's like, yeah, he looks like Teddy Roosevelt. Okay. But anyway, in the original comic, he showed up to end the argument because it basically ended in a tie. And it was like, well, you both win. And both sides win. And it didn't work. Doesn't work out that way in the series. But that's okay. And it's a lot of... The way they handled it was pretty nice. There is one little sub-note. Something I noticed. They put it out there, but, you know, it's subtle and it doesn't matter. And that's the way I think people should handle it. We were introduced to Violet's parents. And it turns out she's raised by two fathers, and that's perfectly fine. All they really did is they just introduced the parents. There they were, just two guys, each wearing a shirt that said, "I'm with Dad," and then the fingers are pointing. Yeah, that tacky kind of shirt. I was like, okay, real subtle. And they don't make a big deal out of it. It just is. It's like, oh, that's information I didn't know. Neat. Moving on. That's an odd way for me to end talking about that episode. Okay, how about Huey's imaginary Junior Woodchuck guidebook that talked to him throughout of Psychosis? That was fun. That was a fun thing that happened. So yeah, good episode, have some enjoyment, fun out of it. The second episode of the premiere today was super fun. The basic plot of it, essentially, the entire gang finds themselves stuck in a 90s style sitcom. As displayed here, I don't know how well it shows off, but they're all wearing more traditional outfits. As like Scrooge is in blue, like in the original series. Launchpad's in his original series outfit, so is Mrs. Beakley. But it's all set up. Well, Webby's in her little overall thing. But it's all basically set up like a 90s sitcom. There's laugh tracks and it's like it's canned laughter, canned ooh and aww and stuff. All of that stuff. Everybody's has catchphrases. And as it turns out it's a wish gone wrong. From a not a non-evil genie, just a genie who was fulfilling the wish with his own twist to it, I suppose, but it was Donald's wish to, for once, have normal family problems rather than dangerous adventuring and all that other stuff. Just normal family problems. And the genie had the idea of, let's make them put them in a sitcom television show, and that's how we do things. It is fun. A little bit of fun trivia is the genie, the genie, was the genie from the original Ducktales movie. So a nice little cameo there. I still haven't worked out this thing. I need to try it sometime. Anyway. It's fun. They had commercial breaks. I had so much fun with that episode. They start... Huey's the first one to start resisting the spell and starts to realize things are wrong. And of course everyone thinks he's crazy. And he eventually talks them into looking at the fourth wall. It's like the one wall facing the camera that they never look at. They never acknowledge that wall's there because in a sitcom, you don't. That wall is nothing. And they finally actually looked at it, and we see the television audience sitting in shadows until they're noticed. And we finally see the audience, and they are horrific nightmare creatures. Horrific fleshy creatures. Yeah, they're humans. They're humans, who of course don't appear in the Ducktales world, and they treat them like they're eldritch horror monsters, and I find that hilarious. That's great. It was just a nice little touch. But yeah, I had a lot of fun in that episode. I enjoyed the first one too, a lot. But I had a lot more fun with the second. I'm looking forward to seeing what's next. Season 3 looks like it's off to a good start. And, yeah, if you want to tell me what you think in the comments below, you're always free to, write down there. I don't like... Unless it's a joke that I do, I don't like asking people to like and subscribe. I always feel kind of disgusted doing that. But, if you like what you see, if you want to be alerted, maybe, YouTube's weird, of when I actually release something new, then go ahead and ring the little bell. I won't just blatantly ask you. And I hope none of the sound from outside the room carried over. Someone's in the kitchen cooking, I believe. I get so paranoid about noises when I do these little recordings. Like, I don't know whether or not my clock on the wall there, I don't know if that picks up, whether people are hearing the ticking. Maybe I'm just paranoid. I don't know. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed... I do hope you enjoyed my little quick review. Maybe not quick because I ramble. But I hope you enjoyed my review of these 2 episodes. And it's nice that I found something to fill up time. And I hope to find more things to put on the channel during this time of... during this quarantine. Use a joke from Chrono Trigger. I'm going to use it forever. Anyway, but I hope you enjoyed that. And who knows what I'll do next. But until then, stay tuned, guys.